Okay, we are back again, Shark v Dyson. In this video, I'm going to be comparing the Glossy round brush attachment against the Coanda 2X new round brush attachment. Let's get into it. Hi and welcome back to my channel, or hello and welcome if you are brand new here. My name is Chloe Swift. I'm a professional hairstylist and hair care expert, and if you're not following already, then please make sure you do, because I bring you hair videos and tutorials and reviews like this every single week. I've heard your comments on my last video, I've listened, I've reviewed, and everything you've said I'm going to build into this video. So to start with, I'm also just going to swap the sides that I'm doing these on. For me, it doesn't really matter which side I'm using which on, because I'm a hairstylist. I do use both my hands, the right side and the left side, but just for kind of argument's sake, I'm going to today in this video use Dyson on this, which is the left hand side of my head, and then the Shark on this, which is the right hand side of my head. Also, if you're wondering the video I'm referring to, it was my previous video where I reviewed the Shark and the Dyson curling wand attachments. I will link that down below if you haven't watched that already. But yeah, today we are just focusing on those round hot brush attachments. So ideally you want to be starting with freshly washed towel dried hair. Ideally leave it to kind of air dry, towel dry just a little bit so it isn't wringing and soaking wet with water. If it is, you will just need to a little bit of a pre-dry with either like the fast drying attachment, or pop the Shark nozzle on first of all to get rid of some excess water. Product prep, I'm going to run through this really quite quick and simple just because I just really want to get into the blow drying. I'm going to start off with this. This is the brand new Maria Neela Bond Builder. This is going to help kind of repair any damage to your hair, build the bonds back in, but it does contain your heat protection, and this is actually my first time using this product. Because I need heat protection, I just really wanted to try this one out whilst I'm here. And I also do want to assure you guys that I prep both sides of the hair the exact same, and this smells amazing, by the way. It smells like quite appley. Then I want to get some volume in the roots on both sides, so I'm going to spray in the K18 Astro Lift Reparative Volume Spray. This is really good and really effective for getting that volume in the roots. Then for blow dry looks, I do always like to prep the hair with a mousse. This is one of my favorites. It's the Pureology Weightless Volume Mousse. It is literally like air. That is just for one half of my head. Then the other half. Then I never like to skip my hair oiling step. This is the oil I've chosen today. It's the Living Proof No Frizz Vanishing Oil. And the reason why I'm choosing this one today, this is the lightest weight oil I own, and that's because it doesn't contain any silicone. So if you are also looking for just a super lightweight oil, this will be for you. Grab my Tangle Teaser and just give the hair a really good brush through, just to make sure those products are distributed evenly. And in my last video, I used the Shark brown brush to dry my fringe. I can only pick one because I do just need to dry the fringe down in one. I don't want to separate it so it's got that kind of obvious parting in. So to make it fair, I'm going to blow dry the fringe with the Dyson round brush on this time. Going in on medium heat and medium speed. Then I just like to fiddle about with this with my fingers, put it into place where I want it, and then I'm going to spray it so I don't move it around when I'm blow drying the rest of the hair. Then splitting the hair evenly down the middle. First sections we're going to take level with the tops of the ears like usual. Just twist and clip that out, keep everything, all your sections super neat and separate. Okay, so I said I was doing Shark on this side. So I'm going to make sure my tool is in the wet mode. So you want to make sure you're sliding it up to there where the water droplet is, because we're working on damp hair. And automatically when I do that, the Shark gives me the highest temperature and the medium speed. I'm going to keep both of my tools on those settings. So highest heat, medium speed. The reason why I personally like the medium speed with the brushes, I kind of just feel like you have a lot more control, and then the airflow isn't blowing the hair too fast and too crazy. So I just find I get a smoother result, and I work just a bit more efficiently and slower in a way, rather than feeling panicked at such the fast kind of air speed coming out, if that makes any sense. So with both brushes, either the Shark or the Dyson, I do like to go over 2 full passes, repeating the exact same technique, just so then the hair is fully dry and fully set in that shape. And this is the technique we'll be using on both sides on kind of the bottom sections to start with. So you've got one wrap at the start, let it heat up, and you're just gliding down a couple of inches before you're then unhooking and kind of repeating that throughout the hair. Only ever wrap the hair once round fully. I find if you're wrapping it around multiple times, so say if it's got 2 wraps round, there's kind of too much tension on the brush and it's going to be so hard to pull and glide the brush through the hair. So just one wrap of hair around the brush, and then you can easily kind of glide it down and manipulate the hair and still glide the hair through the brush. Just look at that Shark result. So super easy to glide through the hair, and as you can see, literally has not pulled any hairs out of my head either. Let's move on to Dyson on this side. Again, highest heat and medium speed. Dyson side, you can definitely see we've got a tighter, more defined kind of loose wave result, and that is of course because the diameter of the brush compared to the Shark is smaller and it's more narrow. Circumference size with any kind of brown brush, you are going to get a tighter result. And I guess first initial thoughts comparing them side by side, yes, you do get an amazing tension with this and it glides through the hair super easy, but this you get a really good tension with it because as you can see, like the bristles are so much more compact and kind of like closer together. If I had to pick, yes, you are getting more tension and a better tension with this, and just because of the fact it is a smaller barrel round brush as well. But then again, in saying that, not everyone loves a super tight high tension on the brush, because then that's when I'll get a lot of questions about people not being able to move the brush in the hair and the brush getting stuck. So honestly, I do think in terms of brush size and how much tension you want on the brush, as in how hard it is to pull through the hair or how easy it is to pull through the hair, that is all personal preference and down to you and your hair type, I think. Okay, let's move back over to Shark sides. I've taken my next row up and then I'm going to split this into 2 because that's too wide to kind of make sure I'm blow drying both of those sides fully and getting all the roots dry. And I'm still just going to carry on doing that same loose wave blow dry technique. Now moving back over to Dyson, taking the exact same sectioning size, and I'm just gonna, give each little section a brush through as well, because I do find when you pop in any kind of volumizing products, whether it's like the spray or the mousse, as you leave your hair and it's further drying up here, sometimes the products are like drying into your hair just naturally in that formation. So yeah, give the hair a little brush through and just make sure the products aren't feeling kind of like tacky before you then go through with your brush. I think you can definitely see now as these sections are building up just how much tighter these blow dry waves are with the Dyson round brush compared to the bigger, larger Shark round brush. Carry on my next sections. I'm going to repeat the exact same again, and I'm still going to do this kind of loose blow dry wave technique. Let's switch things up a bit. As we're approaching these top sections, I do still want to make sure I've got each side separated evenly so it's fair. So you can see how much kind of width we've got here. So I just want to get a bit more volume on the top. So instead of going like horizontal, how we've been doing, and then blow drying down, I want to take this section on the top. I'm going to split it kind of like laterally down the other way, and then I want these sections to go back, so then we're actually creating some root lift in here. So I'm blow drying it up and kind of up and forward to get that root lift at the root. Bringing the brush all the way to the end, then I'm raveling back down. Just be careful when you do ravel it back down. Don't sit it right on the root, because I do find like your shorter, newer hair growth can sometimes get caught in a brush like this and then you'll get tangled. So just ravel it back down a little bit. Then this is where the cool shot is handy on brushes like this. You can then do a cool shot before you then turn the tool off and then release it out of the hair. So maybe that kind of technique just requires a little bit more practice and effort. That definitely helps with just getting a little bit more root lift at the top here. So just pinch the roots and then kind of untwist the brush out of the hair as you're then gliding it out. And that kind of gives you a bit more of like a flicky end as well. Okay, repeating the exact same technique on this side with my Dyson. I am swapping to my left hand because it's the left side of my head. And I want to make sure the curls are still going to kind of go backwards and mirror the same way they would on this side, if that makes sense. Okay, I will definitely say Dyson is not as forgiving when you're doing this kind of wrap back up technique because the bristles are so much more compact. Just definitely be careful that you don't get it stuck and caught in the hair, but look how much bouncier that curl result is. Also, just to mention with that technique, you don't even need to do that if you don't want to. I just wanted to throw that technique in to show you another way of using a hot brush and to get volume. And as you can see, it does get a very different result, more like bouncy and more flicky. And especially if you then start like switching the direction of your curls and things like that, that's how you get that really nice bouncy 90s flicky blow dry kind of feel. But personally on my hair, I actually do just like doing blow dries where I keep all of this kind of loose blow dry wave just the same, just the whole way up throughout the head. So completely, again, personal preference on what kind of technique that you do. So we have Shark on this side, Dyson on this side. I definitely think the shine is probably the same on both sides at the moment. Obviously, yeah, it's super clear which side is tighter and bouncier. Maybe in terms of root volume and root lift, I think we're quite comparable. Maybe actually we've got not necessarily right from the root up here, but there's probably a bit more body and root lift there compared to what there is there. What I am going to do now, because the hair is still warm and it's still malleable, I'm not going to touch it anymore. I just want to let the hair fully cool down and set that so the hydrogen bonds are then set into this new shape before I do any kind of dressing out. So yeah, I will come back just in a little bit when this is all fully cool. Okay, we are back. I'll be honest, this has been a good like 30 minutes later. So I'm just going to do a tiny little bit of oil, rub it on the backs of your hands as well, so you don't have like too much oil concentrated just on the palms there. So we have two very different results. We have got our Dyson on this side, which has given us these kind of bouncy blow dry waves, kind of like a bouncy blow dry you would get in a salon. And we have a nice little bit of width here and body to the hair. And the shine is incredible. Even though I've popped all those products in, the hair does feel really soft still. And then on the other side, we have got the Shark, which is far looser. It's rather than like a curl or a wave, it's just giving you that really lovely, smooth, flicky blow dry result. And I mean, you can see the shine on that side is incredible. Both sides are very shiny. I would say the shine is probably comparable, but I will say with the Shark, and I said this as well when I first used this new glossy brush attachment, the hair feels so soft, like incredibly soft. And to be honest, with the products that I've popped in, like the mousse and then the volumizing spray, you wouldn't normally be feeling like silky soft with products like that. So I definitely feel like the glossy brush gives you that really lovely, soft, smooth feeling. If it were me, I'm just picking which hot brush I'm using based on what look and what result I'm after. So whether it is this more kind of bouncy curl, soft wave result, or whether it's just super smooth and just more of a very loose, flicky result, that is going to affect which one of these I pick in the morning on hair wash day. I still love both. I'm still going to use both of these. And in terms of similarities, I think they're both great for those of you with wavy or curly hair types, those of you with hair that tends to go like maybe frizzy or fluffy. Both of these have got incredible tension to really smooth out the hair. You can see, yeah, they both give incredible shine on both sides. And to be completely honest, I don't think we will do a longevity test on this one, only because they are such different results. We're only just going to come back tomorrow, 24 hours later, and see each side just even looser than what it already is. So I don't feel like the longevity test is kind of needed in this scenario. Please let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you found this comparison helpful to you. Let me know any other tutorials that you need to or want to see. If you like this video, if you learned anything new, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe because I bring you videos like this every single week. If you do subscribe, I will see you next week for another one of my videos. Bye guys.